Live at noon, this is 13 News Now.
After the brunt of the storm, millions of Puerto Ricans waking up to this today. Thank you for watching 13 News Now at noon. I'm Lucy Bustamante.
And I'm Ashley Smith. Andre has the day off. The entire island has not had power for a full day now, and they're still getting hit by the outskirts of the storm.
Well, Tim is tracking the storm, and it's probably turning north very soon, right, Tim?
Yeah, guys, it's been about 30 hours now since it made landfall in southeastern Puerto Rico yesterday morning around 6:15. It had influence with the higher terrain there, contact with that, and kind of lost a lot of its steam as it reemerged back out into the open waters north of the island there. Fell to a Category 2, and now it's back up to a Category 3. And just as the system looked like it was getting itself back together, you see the last few images here, the eye looking very, very ragged. And there's some indications here that some dry air is interacting with that. That's also pretty detrimental to hurricane development and strength sustaining itself there. A closer look, very, very ragged as the eye wall starting to kind of close on in of itself. Earlier today, this eye was about 50 miles wide. That's a huge eye, considering right before landfall, it was only about 15 miles wide. And it's about 1,000 miles to the south now of what is still Tropical Storm Jose, sitting and spinning in the same general area there. And eventually, Jose will have some sort of influence on where Maria tracks. Here's the latest updated forecast track from the National Hurricane Center. Not a huge deviation from what we had earlier this morning, but you notice it is starting to turn its way off towards the east, passing somewhere in between Bermuda and the east coast of the United States, right now firmly out of that cone, that uncertainty as we get into the early part of next week. Of course, whatever influence Jose has, if it's even still around, will have a big influence on where that storm eventually tracks. We're going to talk more about that, what we can expect for the rest of the work week and the weekend. A little heads up, it looks fantastic. We'll talk about it in a little bit. Back over to you guys.
All right, thank you, Tim. Well, some survivors of the storm had to dig out of the rubble in San Juan.
That's right. Buildings, cars, and infrastructure ruined that island, and many people don't have water and food. It's going bad very quickly without the power. So Victor Oquendo spoke with one family who survived a very close call in their homes.
Good thing no one was here.
Yeah, I was worried, but
you were worried?
Yeah, then my sister was screaming like that.
We got a call this morning around 3 a.m. to go ahead and evacuate our rooms because the wind had picked up so much.
So most people on the island had never lived through a storm like this. The last Category 4 or stronger to hit the island was in 1928.
Now, the death toll from Hurricane Maria, we're on to that now, and it stands at 10 as it strengthens yet again. The storm is now headed toward Turks and Caicos Islands after leaving behind mass destruction in Puerto Rico.
So the monster hurricane made landfall there as a Category 4, as we just told you, with 155-mile-per-hour winds. ABC's Elizabeth Herr has the latest on the wreckage that it left behind.
Overnight, Hurricane Maria brushing the Dominican Republic with heavy wind and rain after pounding Puerto Rico. Flooding neighborhood after neighborhood, some areas getting more than 30 inches of rain in just 24 hours, knocking out power to everyone. One emergency official claiming the island is destroyed and telecommunications collapsed.
The wind's taking down these big old trees here in Old San Juan and balcony railings coming crashing down onto these cobblestone streets.
ABC's senior meteorologist Rob Marciano is on the ground where there is debris everywhere.
We don't have power, we don't have water. There is
Christy
a generator.
Caban and her husband, visiting from Nashville, say they barely survived the storm in a hotel room with their 13-month-old baby.
We got a call this morning around 3 a.m. to go ahead and evacuate our rooms because the wind had picked up so much.
This morning, thousands of evacuees are still in shelters as search and rescue teams are now going door to door looking for anyone possibly trapped in their flooded homes.
Puerto Rico was absolutely obliterated. Puerto Rico got hit with winds. They say they've never seen winds like this anywhere.
President Trump went on to say he will visit Puerto Rico, and earlier he approved a disaster declaration making federal funding available to help with the recovery. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
While Puerto Rico picks up the pieces, people here at home want to pitch in. So the annual Pick a Charity Bash kicks off in Virginia Beach tonight, and many people are reaching out to help those in need. 13 News Now reporter Elise Brown spoke with one local business that's helping out.
The devastation from natural disasters pulls at the heartstrings. Families left without homes, loved ones gone. Many people are trying to help in whatever way they can. I did my best. From across the nation to right here in Hampton Roads, people have rescued pets left behind, donated baby supplies and money. Local businesses are doing their part as well. Tonight, OVM Financial is hosting its 4th annual Pick a Charity Bash at the oceanfront.
And we're going to match all the donations and give that to the American Red Cross to help the victims of Hurricanes Irma and Harvey.
To get involved, CEO Adam Newman says show up at the Shack on 8th in Virginia Beach.
The ticket just involves a $35 check made out of the charity of your choice.
Not only is the entire $35 donated, you also get free food and drinks.
And there's even a Uber code you'll get to get a $25 Uber ride anywhere on your way home.
He says last year about 250 people attended.
And there were actually over 55 charities that were given money to, since each person can decide where it wants to go to. And there was about $10,500 raised for that. And we matched that and gave $10,500 to Rock Solid organization last year.
Newman hopes to top that this year with at least 300 to 500 people showing up. In Virginia Beach, Elise Brown, 13 News Now.
Well, if you are interested, the event is from 6 to 9 tonight. It is at the Shack at 8th Street and Atlantic in Virginia Beach. Now, the check is preferred, but they will also take cash.